on this live, we're going to do some repots. I'm sorry I'm a little late, but it doesn't look like anybody's been waiting, so that's okay. I thought I turned off that sound. So, I changed the background because I felt like it was a little bit too busy for my videos. I hope that's okay with you guys. So we can focus on the repots. I just got out of the shower. Thought I had enough time to shower and everything, so no makeup or nothing today. We're just going to do a repot. I've just been doing so much that I felt like, hi, John. I needed to jump in the shower, so I'm a little late. Sorry for being a little late. Ah, so busy. Let me type in the chat real quick. I don't have my helper today. She's in school because school started. Why is this not letting me scroll? Oh, I have to close some of these windows. Okay. How are you doing, John? Hi, Rachel. Happy Friday. How's your week going so far? And thank goodness it's the weekend. Even though the work never stops. I'm hot even though I just got out the shower. It's super warm here today. Okay, so first thing first, the pots. I want to say a huge thank you to everyone that's been ordering these self-watering pots from... Okay. All right, Rachel, no problem. Yeah, everybody that's been ordering these self-watering pots from me on PalmStreet, I really appreciate it. I actually ran out of the 3-inch ones that are completely opaque inside the insert. The ones that are like this and 3-inch, this is the 4-inch. So I have the 4-inch still available, the 5-inch and the 6-inch in both of the options, the clear and the opaque one. And again, they come with the wick. And I will show you how these work because I'll be repotting my plants today in these types of pots. So again, these are on my PalmStreet. My links and everything will be down below in the description box. If you're new to my channel, check that out. I'm pretty reasonable with shipping and the prices of the pots. On PalmStreet, I'm pretty competitive with the other sellers. So check it out. And I sell sets and I also sell singles. Like if you've never tried these pots before, you can buy one with your plants and try it out. And then if you really love it, you can buy the sets as well in both color options. But make sure that you let me know if you make a mistake and you purchase one that is opaque versus the ones that are clear. Make sure you let me know if you made a mistake so that I can fix that for you and send you out the correct ones that you wanted to purchase. Also on my PalmStreet, I sell the Chunky Perlite number 4. I use this for all of my houseplants, so I thought it would be pretty cool to offer this to you guys so that you can add it to any of your substrate mixes. And let me show you the perlite up close. It's super chunky and I love it. It creates a lot of aeration for your plants. And those are 2-quart bags and they're chock full, you guys. chock full bags. And this one is my substrate that I do. It's a soilless mix. I have worm castings, charcoal, fir bark, cocoa coir, the chunky perlite, and the more fine perlite. And so that is my mix. This is what it looks like. Super chunky and airy, but also enough water retention for your plants. Again, this is a 2-quart bag as well. And so now the fun part is I'm going to show you the plants that I picked up at the big box store, at Lowe's and Home Depot. They are super, super cute. At least I think so. I don't know which one to start with. All right, we'll start with this one. And I have them in saucers so that I can water them. So we have this one here. This is a Maranta prayer plant. She's super gorgeous. This one is the striped one. And I found this one at Lowe's. So yeah, I got another Maranta. I haven't had a Maranta for a while now, but I really want to try her out in a self-watering pot and see how she does for me. Because I did pretty well with Marantas for a while, but then I couldn't keep up with the watering, and I think that's when I got all the spider mites and stuff. So I'm hoping that I can do better with this one. And this one is in a, I believe these are like 3-inch pots for $5.98. The Costa Farms Wick and Grow Exotic Angel Plants. So she's super gorgeous. Love the striping on her foliage. That's why I picked her up. I'm also on the hunt for the variegated one and the other ones. But, you know, I thought I'd do one at a time for now. So that is one that we're going to repot today into a self-watering pot. The next one is a Hoya. This is one that I was super excited to find in the Proven Winners Leaf Joy little line. And these are going for $5.98, and they are calling it the Emerald Surf Hoya, but it is the Hoya enduensis, I believe that's how you say it. She is gorgeous. I love her little ruffly leaves, and this was such a full pot. I just could not resist. I had to pick her up for myself. I will probably go back and get some more so that I can propagate and add to the plant shop for you guys if you're interested in the Hoya enduensis. Or I can propagate from my own plant, and you know, that way I learn to plant as well. It's such a beautiful, beautiful Hoya. So yeah, super excited. Is which one usually bright green? April. Not April. Rachel. Sorry. The Hoya? Maybe it's the lighting. It looks like a lighter green, but I think maybe it's supposed to be darker. I'm not sure. You know, with Hoya, it depends on the lighting that you provide with them, whether they're darker leaves or lighter. This one, it does look pretty light. Looks like a regular green. Maybe on with my ring light, it's looking brighter. It's not so bright in person. I don't know. Let me show it next to the Maranta. See, it's almost the same green as the Maranta. Not sure. I think they might get darker if you provide less lighting for them. The next one is a begonia. You guys know I'm getting into these Rex begonias, and my other ones are doing really well. I will probably show you them at the end of this video or at the end of the live so that you can see how well they're doing. And this one I picked up from Home Depot. Oh, if I didn't say, this Hoya was from Home Depot, and the Maranta was from Lowe's, and this one was also from a Home Depot. It was the only one that I saw. She was super, super dry, but she didn't look dramatic, which shocked me. I was like, oh, she must be drought tolerant, a drought tolerant begonia. Like, I was like, she needs to be in my collection. She is gorgeous. Look at all the beautiful striping and colors on these leaves. And she was flowering. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab her. And she was $9.98. I don't know if she was supposed to be in a ceramic pot or not, because she was just like randomly placed somewhere on a shelf. So I just grabbed her, and I think she has a really nice texture on her leaves. She's not super fuzzy, just a little fuzzy. I just could not get over the striping on her leaves. She just looks so beautiful, and I haven't taken off any of the leaves. As you can see, that one on the bottom that's hanging down, it's kind of like tattered and stuff. So I wanted you guys to see what she looked like when I picked her up. This is exactly what she looked like. I did water her as soon as I came home. She was a tiny bit droopy, and she's starting to droop now, I feel like. But I did water her, I think, at least once since I've had her. And I think she's due for a watering, so this is a perfect time to repot her and then give her a nice drink. And so, yeah, let's get started. I have my gloves here because I have nails and I'm trying not to get any fungal infection on my nails from soil or anything like that. So my kids finally started school, which it's like crickets here, you guys. I'm not used to the house being so quiet. You know, my kids are a little older, but they're still pretty loud. My daughter is 16. She'll be 17 soon. And my son just turned 12. His birthday party was a huge success. He was very happy. Let me know if you guys like this background. I was trying to minimize all the clutter kind of look, or the busy look behind me. That's just the wallpaper that the house had. I eventually want to remove the wallpaper and paint this kitchen, but you know, that's way later on down the line. All right, I'm going to start with the Maranta. And I just realized that this begonia is in a 5-inch watering pots, which is okay, but I was good size for them now. Rachel, do you have the Hoya enduensis in your collection? I'm not sure if you have that one in your collection. I don't remember if you showed it in your... No, it's not cold here yet. At night it's getting a little chilly, and in the mornings it's a little chilly, but during the day it's still pretty warm. Still in the like 70s and 80s. Rachel, we're still doing that, you know, collaboration, right? I haven't messaged you. I need to message you though. She's been so busy. But we definitely need to do that collaboration. Archibald, I don't even know how to say that, Rachel, but I know what plant you mean. She's beautiful. I don't have that one in my collection. Did you do a video on it? I definitely want to go take a look. And by the way, I have 2 of the projects completed already for our December, you know. So this is my soil mix. Let me first unpot this plant. Yeah, I have 2 of the projects done. I told you, I've been busy. Busy doing all kinds of stuff. I'm the type of person that can't like sit still. Projects going on. I have all kinds of things going on that I was actually doing today, but can't reveal that yet. I should be able to do some more recording now that the kids are in school, not just the lives, you know, so I can do some editing as well. So she's pretty well rooted, but I wouldn't say she's root bound or anything. Her roots look nice and healthy, and I think that the 4-inch self-watering pot will be a good size for her. I was concerned that if she had too many roots, I would have to upsize her because Maranthas are thirsty. They don't like to dry out completely. And I want to make sure I can stay up with her watering even in a self-watering pot. And so I'm being really gentle to loosen up this substrate. This substrate, shockingly, has a good amount of perlite. Not as much as I would put, but I know December is getting so close already. It's nuts. John, you have the Hoya enduensis? How is she doing for you? Let me know. Is she easy? Is she a fast rooter or is she slow growing? Let me know. Slow but easy? Okay. Good to know. Now, John, do you have yours trailing or do you have it on a trellis? I'm thinking of letting mine trail, although she is kind of upright. I'm not sure. I hope she can trail beautifully. Trailing, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Is she so full and bushy like? Does she like highlight or low light? Also, I don't think she's one that would sun stress. I'm thinking that she's one that would get like more bright green if you give her more light. Am I correct in assuming that? Because she looks like her foliage does not sun stress, but I don't know. I didn't even get the time to research her. Typically, like I say, I like to research my plants when I get them to find out what they like and stuff. But like I said, it's been so busy here. I also have my mother-in-law visiting us, so that's another thing that's taken a little bit of time. 2 to 4 hours morning sun. So, John, you like to grow your plants um, in natural light? You don't do any grow lights? Okay, Rachel. I like to do a little bit of both, but I noticed that my Hoyas really do love the natural light. Whew. This soil is very hard to remove from these roots. Oh, that's nice. That sounds very relaxing, John. A pond and pavilion for your plants. Ooh. I would love to have a pond in my backyard, but they are maintenance. My mom has one with koi fish in her front yard, and then she has one of those like swinging um, canopy chairs right by the pond. It's very relaxing to sit there and watch the koi fish. Surprisingly, she has a lot of koi fish and they've been like multiplying. She has lost some in the past from like birds, hawks, and stuff like scooping down and picking them up out of the water. I'm definitely gonna lose some roots here because I'm trying to like break this root ball up a little bit here to get some of the substrate out. Hopefully she doesn't throw a fit. Oh, I see a yellow leaf in here. She was probably due for a watering. Yeah, keeping the pump clear of debris. Yeah, I told my mom she should do like a netting to keep the birds from getting the fish. It would probably help also help with debris falling into there, but she doesn't have too many trees around the pond, so but because it's so sunny, so much sunlight gets in that pond, it gets a lot of algae. Do you have any recommendations for algae to maintain the algae in your ponds? It doesn't hurt the fish, right? It just makes it hard to see them in the water. Although some of them are pretty bright in color, very colorful. I did also want to say a huge thank you to everybody that's been buying my plants. I really appreciate the support. I'm getting closer and closer to my goal of selling all of my shop plants so that I can start propagating over again. And also, I want to invest in wholesale buying from a nursery so I can provide more plants for you guys. more rare plants. And so any kind of support that you guys give me, whether it's watching my YouTube videos or purchasing a plant or plant supplies or substrate, I really do appreciate it. I have about 3 orders to ship out on Monday. I'm not sure if I'm going to have any more over the weekend. But I've been thinking about filming like my process of packing and stuff. I know I've done that in the past, but I'm not really sure if you guys are interested in seeing that or not. Also, I did want to mention, if you guys buy plants from me or anything from me on PalmStreet and you want me to give you a shout out, let me know in a message on PalmStreet when you place your order so that I know. Because I am not opposed to shouting out people that support me. I think it's really awesome that you guys are supportive and helpful. I really do appreciate it. And so, if I could give back a little bit. Hi, Mona. Oh, I was late too, so I don't mind, Mona. This is the Maranta we're repotting. She's got the, I don't know if she's called the light vein or something. She's gorgeous. Huge shout out to Mona. She's always been very supportive of me and my channel. Love ya, bestie. We support each other, and that's an awesome thing because not everybody's so supportive. And I know that some people just can't. I understand. So today is my son's first full day of school. My daughter's had full days since Tuesday. And yeah, my son only had a half day yesterday, and let me tell you, just from a half day, he was pooped from school. He was so tired. He came home. I made him some lunch. He asked for a spicy chicken quesadilla. So he likes the Frank's Red Hot. So I made that for him for lunch. And he had some chips and drank some water. And next thing I knew, he was knocked out. Oh my God, John, you can't say that on here. I know. I think I'm thinking about food, Mona, because I didn't eat lunch. And I have a habit of getting so busy and engulfed in what I'm doing, and I need to stop and eat. not healthy to skip your meals. No translation, John. Oh yeah, you're potting plants up. I mean, we're all adults here, but you know. Could you imagine if you guys could talk in my lives? Oh, the things you guys say. Okay, so I think I got most of this substrate out, all the soil. I'm just gonna give her a few more taps and shakes. She really doesn't have that many roots. Mona, I picked up this Maranta from Lowe's. I was shocked to see it. I never seen this like stripier kind, the light vein or whatever it's called. They only had, it was like on a new shipment, and they only had 2 of them. I almost bought both, but I figured that I would leave one for somebody else. I know you like the prayer plants, so if you don't have this one and you're looking to add it, although you're probably not looking to add plants because you're purging some plants, right? Unless they're Hoyas, of course. Hoyas we can add. Okay. Those are her roots. Not too bad. I'm not going to separate like all these pieces. I'm just going to keep them together. And try to pot her up as deep as she was. I do see some new growth in there too. That's going to be coming up from the soil. Okay. So, let's clean the dirt that flung everywhere. And we're going to pot her up in my chunky mix in a 4-inch pot because I don't think her roots are that much. I do have my Myco here as well, so we're going to use some of that. Put a small layer of soil in there. Edit your collection. Oh, because of a plant swap. I actually have a plant swap in town, but I think it's more of an outdoor plant swap, like outdoor plants that they're trying to swap. This is the Myco Extreme I like to use. I can't link that. I thought I had it linked on Amazon. I can't link it on Amazon. But you guys are welcome to search it up and see if you can find it. It's awesome. Now we're gonna put her in here and backfill making sure her roots are touching the substrate and the micro. I just thought she was super cute, and I just had to have her. And now that I have these self-watering pots, I'm going to try some of the more thirstier plants that I had in the past that I couldn't keep up with their watering. I'm going to try them in these pots. I think they will do great, especially with my airy substrate mix. And I will keep you guys updated as well on how they're doing. Wow, she was super easy to repot, I have to say. And I'm going to give her a drink right away because she was dry. And so I have my watering can right in front of me with, it's just RO water and the BTS drops. I think it's called BTS. Oh, you started to swap 4 years ago? She looks so cute in this pot too. I think all the plants look cute in these pots. I'm such a neutral girly. I say that and I'm wearing a bright red shirt. I mean with my plants. I really like these pots because like the plant pops against the white, I feel. Yeah, that's why I really like them. And they make my watering easier. And I'm watering from the top because my substrate was dry and she needed a drink. And I just want to make sure I'm not overfilling. She's good to go. And she's all done. So that must be a lot of work to put a swap together, John. I never did that. I've gone to swaps, but I've never put one, like I never organized one before. And these pots I reuse. I just reused them. I cleaned them really good and sanitized them. And then I reused them for propagations and plants and things like that that I create for my PalmStreet. I also like using the clear nursery pots as well. Next, we're going to do the begonia because I have a feeling she might be okay in the 4-inch. Let's get her out of this substrate and find out what her root system looks like. I'm going to move this watering can before I knock it over. Mona, you missed when I showed all the plants. This is the begonia that I picked up. I actually don't know what the name of this begonia is. It just says Begonia Rex. As always, it doesn't even say if this is a proven winners or what, who the grower is. It doesn't even say that on the label. It just says Plain View Growers. I don't really know who that is in Home Depot. I'm just gonna peel this tag off if I can. Oh no, it's sticky. Yeah, it's gonna stay on. I'll get it off when I wash it. Alright, let's check out her roots. If you guys know the name of this begonia, let me know down below in the comments. I keep saying down below. Let me know in the chat. But, yeah. Ew! I see a bug, you guys, that's crawling on this saucer. Came from this begonia. It's like one of them little tiny centipedes. Woo, stay in there, in the soil, please. Oh, she's got really fine roots. You can barely see them. Her substrate actually is very moist. It's not as dry as I thought. So she's not super thirsty right now. But I have a feeling I'm gonna break a lot of her roots. You can't really, I don't know if you guys will be able to see. Her roots are super fine. But she's gorgeous. I hope she does well for me in these self-watering pots. You're not ready for Rex yet? I started with the Begonia lucerna. Was my first cane begonia, and I still have her. And I've propagated her a ton because she grows like a weed. I feel that most cane begonias grow like a weed. But I feel like I never let mine get super big. I continuously restart her year after year. And that's probably why mine never bloomed for me. I have sold many, many babies of hers, and people have shared the blooms with me of theirs. I don't know if mine is a light issue or the fact that I keep restarting her or propagating from her, or if it's a fertilizer thing. She does get lots of fertilizer, and I do switch up the fertilizer so that she doesn't get too used to a certain fertilizer, but she has not bloomed for me. Okay, Rachel, see you later. But yeah, I have to look up what this begonia is. I may also head to Facebook in a begonia group and see if anybody can ID it for me. It's not a big deal to know the names of the begonias, but I like to look them up and find out where they come from and what kind of environment they grow in and things like that. I just like reading up on plants. So there's a lot of like sticks in here. I like to grow my begonias in my chunky mix. Yes, they do dry a lot faster than if you did just straight cocoa coir and perlite. But considering they're going to get continuous water in these self-watering pots, I like to do the chunky mix to make sure that they don't suffer from root rot and that they have enough aeration. At least that is what my intention is. And so far they're doing okay in the self-watering pots and in my mix. I do want to share the begonias that I have in self-watering pots and in my mix, both the angel wings and the Rex, so that you guys can get an idea of how they're doing. I'm going to be able to record so many videos for you guys while the kids are in school. Unless, you know, the holidays are coming up. I get super busy during the holidays. And I am a little bit more active with the kids in school and stuff. But I should still be able to film and edit and post for you guys this fall and winter. Although I am enjoying doing lives and not having to have to edit. So her roots seem pretty healthy. There isn't a whole lot that is falling off. Hopefully she doesn't have a fit about me changing her substrate. I'm trying to be careful not to remove the rhizomes because that's what they grow from, rhizomes. I don't know how many rhizomes they put in these pots to create these plants, but I think I see a few in here. And I don't want to separate them. I want to keep them together. I'm just trying to remove as much of the substrate as I can. And I think she's going to fit just fine in a 4-inch, considering the size of her roots. She is not root bound by any means. But if she dries out too fast for me in that smaller pot, I will just upsize her later. So, what are you doing, John, currently? Are you doing any planty chores? Or are you just working on your swap stuff? I am almost done removing the substrate. I think soon we will probably close our pool for this winter time. Winterize it. Because I don't think the kids will be getting in the pool any longer because the water is starting to get colder. Okay, I think I removed as much as I could. The rest of this is like the root ball and the rhizomes, and I do not want to remove that. So it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. And we are going to again use the self-watering pot. If you're mono like purple, check out Jurassic Watermelon Begonia. Organizing your plant areas, yeah. I think I heard of that one. Does that one grow really big, John? Because I've seen, like Rachel, when she did her begonia, videos, I want to touch my hair because it's wet and I got soil on my hands. When she did her begonia videos, she had really large ones, like really large. Do all Rex begonia? I don't even know how large they can get. I mean, I guess you could always chop them back to the size that you want to keep them and share with others. So, put my wick in my pot. I like to raise it a little bit like that so that substrate's in the bottom and the wick is up a little higher. If it goes down while I'm putting the substrate in, I just pull it back up a little. So there's about an inch of substrate in there. Well, let's go ahead and put her in. Make sure I have her facing the way I want her to face. Yeah. Oh, I need to add some mica. Raise her up a little bit. And center her. And now we can backfill. You guys, I've been so busy. I repotted. So I had a bunch of baby African violets that were in 3-ounce shot cups. I repotted 57. And I put them in new substrate, and that's mainly because you're supposed to repot the smaller baby ones every 3 to 6 months versus once they're grown larger, and more mature, you can repot them every 6 to 12 months. And that's because you want to refresh their soil because of the mineral buildups from fertilizer, as well as you want to make sure that they have enough nutrients in their soil as well as they're growing, so you can have a nice healthy African violet. And so I said that to say I ran out of African violet soil already, and I'm going to start looking into making my own mix, because I have heard that it's better to make your own mix that doesn't have any like fertilizer in it when you're propagating them and things like that. And that way, I don't know, it's like a healthier plant for that or something. You add the nutrients that you want it to have when you water them. And so I'm looking into making my own mix. I don't make a separate kind of mix for begonias because I find that in my conditions they do well in my chunky mix, because my chunky mix is also moisture retentive, because I do the cocoa coir and perlite, and so they've been doing so great in them that I don't need to change my mix. So she's all potted up. We're going to give her a watering. I'm actually pretty proud of how she turned out. And again, looks so cute in this self-watering pot. She's such a gorgeous plant. And I was saying, Mona, when I shared this plant, is that she seems to be super drought tolerant, because she was bone dry when I found her at Home Depot, and she only has a little bit of crisping on a couple leaves, not too much. She still looks gorgeous. So, yeah, I think I'm going to cut this leaf off though. I have my shears here. I did clean them before we started the live. So I'm just going to snip back this leaf. Only because it was like hanging over. It's a little damaged there on the stem. And yeah, I wanted to clean her up just like that. She doesn't even have any like leaves inside to remove that are dry. She has a ton of new growth that I see that is going to be coming through. And yeah, I'm really excited to continue watching her grow. And then she's got that cute little bloom there. Excited for this one. For all of them, really. I'm going to water her in now. And make sure that the substrate settles. And there she is. She's all done. Now let's do the Hoya. So Mona, Rachel was asking about this Hoya enduensis. She said, is it typically a light green foliage or is it supposed to be a darker leaf? She was asking. I don't really know, but what I said was that it could be that it gets lighter with more light, and maybe my ring light is making it look darker in color or lighter in color, sorry. But let me know. Look how beautiful, Mona. I know you have this one, right? She's gorgeous. Oh my gosh. I was just thinking, do they have a variegated Hoya Induensis? Or is there a silver or splashy one? Because that would be a plant to get. Definitely. Search for a Hoya Induensis that is variegated or splashy, silver or something. I would love that plant. Just saying. I like this one too. Oh, medium green. So she likes medium light. She doesn't like highlight, right? John was saying that he gives his Hoya Induensis, I believe he said 2 to 4 hours of morning light. And I said, wow, that's pretty cool. So if you see this Hoya from Proven Winners, they are calling it the Emerald Surf Hoya. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. I don't know if you can or not. And they're going for $5.98. Proven Winners Leaf Joy line. The Leaf Joy Littles. So let's check out. I can see that some leaves on the bottom dried out. So we're going to go ahead and check out the roots. Is she a big rooter, you guys, or no? Let's see. I do see a couple roots coming out of the bottom. So, fingers crossed she is heavily rooted. Her roots are sticking to the side of the pot. Oh no, did we rip off some? Yep. We ripped off just like one root, looks like there. That's okay. Not too bad. I think she was in too much soil though. That's for sure. Even though these are little pots, that was too much soil for her. Because she doesn't have that much roots. Look at her roots. That's all she has. It's a good amount. I think I'm going to keep the size. I was thinking of putting her in a 3-incher. What do you guys think? Should I put her in a 3-incher or keep her in a 4-inch self-watering pot? I think the 3-incher or the 4-inch would be fine because it's going to be my chunky mix. You think 3-inch, Mona? Okay. I may have to run and grab a 3-incher. I don't have one up here. First, let's remove this substrate. And as you guys know, I have no helper today. She's in school. So here's one little plant. It's got a good amount of roots. There's some good perlite in here. In this mix that they use for her. It just made it nice and airy for her. And there's quite a few plants in this pot. I'll share how many plants are in here. So that's 2, and she's got a good amount of roots. And the reason I'm putting her in my chunky substrate is because I'm kind of really liking my Hoyas in my chunky substrate in these self-watering pots versus pond. And I know that, you know, you have to transition them to put them into a pond from soil. And I don't really want them to shock on me. So that is the 3rd plant. Nice roots. And the roots look nice and white and healthy. I wish they would have had this plant when they had that sale where you're getting pretty much half off of your plant of these Leaf Joy Littles. So that's the 4th one. Great roots. Because, so there's 5 total in here. This one is the largest one because it has 2 growth points. And this one has the most roots. And she is looking great. I can't wait to share with you guys the project that I have going on. I'm going to record a video on it. I was thinking of doing a live, but I think I want to record a video for that one and edit, because I don't want my lives to be any longer than they already are. How long have I been on here? Ooh, it's been an hour already. But we're on the last one. And then once she's all potted up, I do want to share some updates with you guys. And so this is what she's looking like. As you can see, there are 2 vines. And she's got a good amount of roots. Good healthy roots. So let me clean this up, and then I'm gonna run real quick and grab a 3-inch pot. I don't think she'll fit in a 3-inch. There's too many cuttings. Let me see what she'll look like in this 4-inch first. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna go with this 4-inch because she's got enough roots. Yeah, we're gonna do the 4-inch. But thank you for your suggestion, Mona. So we are going to go ahead and use the 4-inch. Chunky mix. Make sure my wick is there. So about an inch of substrate in the pot. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we're gonna grab some Myco. This is just a teaspoon. I'm not gonna use the whole teaspoon. Just sprinkle a little bit there, and then I'll sprinkle some directly on the roots. So I'm trying to put the shorter stems towards the front and the larger ones towards the back, or the taller ones towards the back. And making sure that all of the roots are going to be covered in the substrate down far enough. Okay. All right, now let's add a little bit of mica directly on the roots. And now we can start to backfill. I'm going to be careful not to bury her leaves, and make sure that I'm getting all of her roots in the substrate. She's so cute. I'm excited to grow her. I've wanted this plant for a while, and I think the first time I seen her was on one of Mona's videos. I'm not sure. But I also found out when I was doing my research to see what kind of plants Proven Winners was going to come out with. I found out that they were going to have this one, and so I've been patiently waiting for it to pop up locally. I have seen on many Home Depot and Lowe's, not Lowe's, Home Depot posts on Facebook of people finding it near them in other states. And so I knew we will get them eventually. When, you don't know, but you just keep waiting and be patient, and they will eventually pop up by you. And if you can't find a plant, you can always look on PalmStreet and see if anybody has it available. for you to purchase, even on Facebook Market sometimes as well. Trying to make sure there are no exposed roots in here. I think that she is good. We will see once I water her in if she needs any more substrate, but I think she's good. I think I got all of her roots covered. I think I'm going to do just a little bit more in the center because it looked like it's sunk in a little bit. I'm being careful not to bury these cute little ruffly leaves. They're so cute. Okay, now let's give her a nice drink. Although her leaves feel firm, but we don't want to leave her in dry substrate for too long, so we will give her a drink. She's so cute. I'm excited to add her to my collection. She is all potted up. Now let's give her a drink. And again, I just have RO water in here with the BTS drops. And I gotta tell you, it has helped me so much so far with the gnats. And mainly I was just getting gnats from, bringing in the big box store plants into my home. So I think I may have overfilled here. Yeah, that's a little bit too much. I'm going to pour some out. So she's all done. Ta-da! She is gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And so I'm going to spray them off camera. But I did want to share with you guys some updates on some other plants. And so give me a second. I'm going to grab some plants. Actually, I think I'm going to take you off of the tripod. I'm thirsty. So, up close and personal again. I'm going to put you on my more movable tripod here. Alexa, turn on living room lights. And I wanted to share with you guys some of my begonias that we have recently potted up. Why are you going down? This tripod is moving down on its own. Okay. So this begonia that we potted together is doing fantastic. Look at how many leaves she has now. She's so bushy. She's still holding on to this one leaf here. But she is doing fantastic. Let me aim you guys this way. Less TV. I don't know. That was the idea, but so yeah, she's doing great. I'm happy with her. And then the other one that we potted up together, this one recently, she's doing great as well. Nice and bushy in there. And my tripod's going down again. Who else? Oh, the Stramanthe. The Stramanthe Trio Star. She is doing pretty good. In the naked root pot, I actually have to water her. She's pretty moist still, so I'm going to give her another day or two before I water her again. But she's doing great in the naked root pot. Who else? Oh, my alocasias. Uh-oh, somebody's home. Probably my husband. Yeah, my husband home. So this is the alocasia Jacqueline, and she's given me some new leaves here. And she's doing great. She's leaning because she's all the way up there, so she's leaning for light. And then my recent alocasia is the alocasia here, Reginae. She's doing pretty good as well. She seems pretty happy. Of course, leaning like the others, but she's doing good. And that's going to be it for the updates for today. But I will update you guys on the next live, or I can do an update video in the future. Let me know if you'd like for just a basic update video where I show you how the plants are doing and kind of like a little plant tour, mini plant tour. Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live. I'll check you guys out later. Don't forget to give these videos a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy all of these lives and videos that I do. And don't forget to check out my shop with me's too. I'm finding nice rare plants at the big box stores. And check out my PalmStreet, my Amazon down below. And yeah, support me any way that you can. And huge thank you. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.